Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently basically at the end of our investment cycle here. We've got a few more things to work on, but really not too much. A lot of this is under construction at this exact moment, and so we can't queue up more, but yeah, I mean, pretty much all of it is. But we are making fantastic progress here, and that is great to see. We have a decent amount of cash right now. And we could try to get rid of a direct vassal here. Might not be a terrible idea. We could make, for example, this duchy. I don't think that this will actually help, but we can grant this title off. Okay. Technically, yeah, that didn't help. I didn't think it would. We do have we had a faction. Just disappear? Okay, this independence faction is getting close. And the reason for that is because our total soldier count is quite low right now. We should probably bump over into organized levies, and that should solve that problem. Excellent. Okay, our daughter came of age. That's fine. Hello, pause menu. That is fine. The real question, of course, becomes, when are these going to finish up their construction? The answer is not yet. And we may want to deal with, say, this guy here. We did just discover mangonels, though. And Burrs is going to be done in about 5 months. Okay. I was hoping it would be finishing up in the other order. We can always change this, though. I'm leaning towards doing battlements right now, and I'm hoping that Burrs is going to focus royal prerogative. We'll see what happens in about 5 months. We should, however, immediately disband our onagers. There we go. And we're going to create mangonels. Yeah, it'll be a little expensive, but it's not like we are lacking the cash. I mean, we're lacking some of the cash, I think, but that's okay. Excellent. Actually, I think we're fine. Yeah, we have the cash. Sounds great. So we'll get those reinforced, and that means, of course, that we're going to be able to siege much faster. That's great. Burrs will be done in about 5 months. That will give us 5% levy size and some additional military buildings, although I think many of those are going to be ineligible to be built, just because we don't have access to battlements yet to upgrade our castles. But that's okay. In fact, things like this should be buildable. So that is okay. I'm quite pleased about that. A great deal, huh? Potentially. 52%. We'll give it a go. We'll see what happens. I may regret this. I think we got the great deal. I didn't see the cash go down. This city does need an upgrade. Excellent. We got the great deal. I'm very, very pleased about that. Our brother died, and that caused our stress to go up, naturally. Our stress always goes up. Okay, let's go ahead and drink a little bit. Dip that back down. We do need a new marshal, and we're going to put this lady in, because we want her organizing our levies, for sure. Our troop counts are looking low, and is it just because of our vassal limit? Why is this so low? I'm not sure why our troop count is suddenly looking very low compared to what it was. But okay, I guess it is still coming up, so that's fine. Betrothed can marry, and we will go ahead and do that. Sounds great. Our counselor died, so we need a new marshal. We'll put this guy in. That'll be fine. Okay, and how are those Burrs going? About 3 months away. Sounds magnificent. So we will go ahead and wait on that. In the meantime, we are building up our income. I do think we want to get rid of a direct vassal here, and the question is, who do we want to get rid of? This county would actually be a decent option for that. Let's just go ahead and grant this lady this vassal. Yeah, we're going to get a bunch of stress for it. But let's do that. In theory, this should go away, right? Hang on. We're still at 71 out of 70. Were we at 72 out of 70? And this just wasn't updating? maybe... Any other county tier realms over here? Oh yeah, here's one. So we'll go ahead and grant this guy... Oh, this is grant title. I want to grant vassal. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount of stress. And yeah, we're currently dying because of our stress. Honestly, I don't think that's necessarily the worst thing. But 104 stress reduced. I like it. The rampant urban fires, maybe not so much. Okay. The drinking binge is a thing, losing a level of fame. But we'll go ahead and do that. We are still actually technically dying. Yeah, because of the drinking binge. It's not a big deal if this guy dies. However, we need to look at this guy. He became a fortune builder. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to disinherit this son. He's too old. Excellent. This guy, he is going to immediately marry someone with maximal level stewardship. And also, getting genius into our family tree would be great. So we're going to do that. And let's see, what else can we do? We need to check into our succession here. Because... this guy needs to be disinherited as well. Okay. Now this guy needs to be disinherited. Perfect. Now we're ready to die. Could be any moment now. And I'm okay with this. We'll see how long it actually takes. And I have a feeling a large amount of this reduction is to do with this guy just being the worst in stats. Probably a lot to do with that. We should probably do something about this situation before we die. Let's go ahead and arrange a marriage here between our daughter and... only princesses. Okay, let's arrange a marriage between our son and this princess. Yeah, they're related. But we need to get him out of that faction. We just discovered Burrs. That's great. Okay, what is exposed next? Household soldiers. I guess that's okay. It's not the best. It's not the worst either. Okay. Now that faction will recreate, and we are expecting... Okay, there it goes. We are expecting some factionalism next life. Okay. So, let's go ahead and put in a chancellor here. And a steward. Everybody's going to be pretty upset right now, but honestly, this life should be much easier than the last one. In theory. Okay, we are one above our domain limit, but I believe we can change that by switching over to manage domain. There we go. No problem there. Let's go ahead and choose a lifestyle focus. We're going to not do intrigue. We're going to do learning for scientific just to get caught up a bit in tech, and then we'll swap over to stewardship like we did previously. Okay, so that is fine. We should definitely take concubines. We only have the one decent option right now. But the reason we should definitely do that is because our wife is 33. She is on the older side for providing us with plenty of alliance creators. We do have this dangerous faction here. We're not surprised by this. And we are going to go ahead and immediately get a marriage here with our half-brother. Fantastic. Okay, we're the new head of the dynasty, as expected. And we've got ourselves some cash. So, we are expecting that we're not really able to upgrade these because we need the battlements innovation, right? That was always going to be a thing. It was unfortunate that the exposure went for burrs instead of battlements. But it is what it is. We'll be able to upgrade later. We can, of course, start upgrading in our shrines over here, which is fine. We're definitely okay with that. And we can also upgrade this Carpenter's Guild once we get some cash here. Our cash income is non-great. That's for sure. And are we not endorsed by our High Shaman? Yeah, that's a big part of it. So let's go ahead and begin swaying our High Shaman here. And in fact, what would we get for a gift here? 17 opinion for 176 gold. Hard pass. We also have low county control. Yes, I will attend your feast. So let's go ahead and get ourselves some county control going up over here. Okay. So this faction needs to be dealt with, and we will definitely do so. We'll go ahead and arrange a marriage over here between... Let's see here. Between our half-sister and this guy? No. That wouldn't do the trick. Yikes. She doesn't have much for options. Okay. Interesting. I didn't realize consorts were a thing, but yeah, they are. Okay, sounds good. As far as her siblings, nothing really to be done there. She's super upset, mostly because of opinion of predecessor. Everyone hated our predecessor, and that is because his traits were awful. But this faction may end up popping. We'll have to take a look at that. The question becomes, who all can we get out of here? This is our cousin. He was married to our aunt. However, he is himself unmarried. This is an option. And we'll do it. Okay. So we'll get him out of there. Okay. That'll lower that a little bit. We don't really want to become a drunkard right now. That's not great. We'll make our excuses and slip away. We are above our vassal limit currently, and we can transfer this guy over, and that's great. We don't gain stress because we're not greedy. So that is nice. I mean, we're not getting our monthly income boost either, but it's okay. So, next up is, of course, this guy. I really want to deal with this lady. There's just not great options here. She's mostly upset because she's the wrong religion. Fair enough. I mean, we can try. What's the harm in trying here? She wants a hook. I hate it, but I accept. Okay, that improves her opinion of us dramatically. To minus 86. It was capped at minus 100 previously. So next up, the question becomes, what other options do we have here? What options indeed? The answer is not a ton of them. Okay. We gained a favor hook there. That's always nice. We do have powerful vassals expecting a council position. I mean, we do expect factionalism here in this life at the beginning here. We may be able to... Actually, we can get a bunch of these people out of here, I feel like. Just nephews and nieces. So we're basically out of daughters at this point. Okay, so we'll arrange... we're out of sisters, specifically. So we will arrange something like... unmarried, but imprisoned. So we can't actually work with that. Yeah. Okay, that's exciting. We will be able to deal with some of this, and I mean, realistically, these guys are going to be very spread out. We probably can deal with this war. Oh, wow, she has really far-flung territories. Her capital, however, is down over here. We could raise up here, theoretically, if we needed to fight this. I would hope that we wouldn't have to, but, I mean, given the fact that our total soldier count is this low, yeah, we probably will. And why is our soldier count low like this? It has dropped dramatically. And I'm not sure what actually caused that. It wasn't the succession either. This happened in the previous life. I think it's just tribal opinion of us. I think that's what's happening here. So, I mean, I think we're going to have to let this fire and fight them. With our shiny new mangonels, it may not be the worst. We're definitely going to siege a lot faster than we used to. Now, we can still continue to go through these, and we might be able to negotiate alliances with some of them, potentially. Because there might already be something existing there in terms of marriage ties. There's not. Okay. So in that case, I mean, a lot of these are not particularly powerful. And that's reasonably fine. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we knew there was going to be factionalism when we started going down the our ruler is going to die road. That was always going to be a thing. So I think realistically, we just need to raise troops over here, deal with this lady, and get this war over with. I think that's going to be what's going to end up happening here. People are very upset with us right now, but it's mostly because we just took over and their opinion of our predecessor. Like, that's 95% of what's happening here, and that's something that time alone will solve. So I'm reasonably content about this. Some of these people may end up leaving this faction, but I think overall, unless we see any changes in, like, the spouse situation here. Yeah. I mean, maybe she dies, but that's unlikely. She's feeling fine. Okay. We desperately need to get our soldier count up, and that is what we're working on with our... Actually, we're not working on Royal Prerogative. We do need to work on Royal Prerogative, but we need battlements as well. I really wish that it didn't innovate Household Soldiers right now, although Household Soldiers is good. She's raising her forces already. Ah, she's in another war. Interesting. Very interesting. She's not fighting a peasant faction, which is sad. So I'm not really interested right now in seducing her because we really need to get our High Shaman on our side. In fact, we could replace this High Shaman with this guy. And he endorses us. Perfect. He doesn't endorse us maximally, but he does endorse us. That's a big improvement, and we're going to continue to improve relations. Okay, she's using her hook to go down to low levy contribution. Fair enough. We can change that later. So, with that, she, of course... Where is she? This is her. Okay. So she is raising her troops here. She's down to 76 opinion reduction. That's okay. Some of these people are doing okay. Some of them are not. But I think we let this fire. You can see our troop count is coming up. Not a huge amount, but it is coming up. We let this fire, and hopefully we don't even go into debt here. I think that we can probably wrap up this war quite quickly. This guy is proposing an alliance. I accept. Okay, we're going to raise up our own troops, and we're going to do it right here. Assuming that this person isn't in the faction. I don't think that she is. Do factions show up in here? No. Okay. I don't think that she's in this faction, though. So this should be fine. We're going to raise up our men-at-arms. 14 months on that? What? I'm sorry, what? Why are men-at-arms going to take 14 months to get here? That doesn't sound right. 4 months on just our levy troops. This must be like a particular night that's going to take a long time to get here. So we're just going to get started on raising these. And how much are we totally going to need? I mean, this military power bar here, I'm going to discount. We're going to need somewhere around probably 10,000 on our levy troops, is what I'm thinking. And we'll just hold the rest in reserve for now. Okay, so we're going to do that, and we're going to split these guys right now. Move them out over here so that we take less attrition. And yeah, you can see here we've got our men-at-arms. We're just going to wait at this point until she sends her ultimatum. We'll keep gathering. There it is. Okay, so we'll not be threatened. We're going to stop gathering. We will rally the troops. And let's take a look at what we've got here. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a big faction. We knew that. But the important thing here is we are right next to her capital. So what we're going to do is we're going to move these guys in here. And then these, if I can select them, are going to move directly to the capital. Now, enemies are going to continue to join this war. Sure. I guess that's no longer relevant. The marshal is going to need to be, say, this guy. We'll put him in there. And he is increasing control in that county. That's okay. We're going to fight this hostile army, and that's not going to be super useful for us, but it's okay. This slow siege here is going to take 3 years, which isn't super useful either. But we're going to walk in over here, and we should be able to siege this plenty quickly, in theory. Now, she is, I believe, still in her other war. Yes, she is. So hopefully that'll keep her busy. In we go. We do have ticking against us right now, but that will change soon enough. Okay, how long is this siege going to be? 3 months. That's not bad. I like it. We do have another faction potentially behind this. This is populists and additional populists. Let's see if we can deal with these. Well, that was easy. Okay, so we could just negotiate with that guy. With this lady, let's see about our half-sister marrying nobody. She doesn't have children. Awkward. However, we could demand her conversion. This is a Caberite populist thing. Let's see what she does with this. She wants gold. Yes, I accept. Absolutely. That's great. So she's going to leave this Caberite faction, and this faction is dealt with for now. Okay. Great. So we're going to take over this capital quite soon. Where is the actual leader here? She is in this army out over here. Okay, sounds good. So let's grab this siege, and it should be just fine here. No problems. 125 gold from the peasants? Yeah, we're gonna... We're gonna reinvest that back in, actually. That development growth is very important. Okay. So we dealt with the factions that were behind this for now. We do have a direct vassal too many. We can call this guy in, and we're going to. Excellent. And just like that, 24% war score. Beautiful. And that should be ticking back on our side, or just on nobody's side. One or the other. This siege will be 3 months as well. And at this point, they would not quite accept a white piece. But we're not going to give them a white piece. Is Bolo technically... Yeah, that's not within this scope of the war. So that's fine. We can usurp a Grand Principality. We're not going to do that. I don't want to go into debt if we can help it. We're doing 2 sways. Cool. We're going to get rid of that one. We're only going to sway this guy. Sounds good. So next we're going to head up with these troops, and where are we going to besiege next? Possibly up over here. We're up to 40% war score right now. This will drop a little bit because they'll finish some of their sieges, but I'm okay with this. We are slow sieging here, 15 months on that yet, and that should be fine. Liberty faction disbanding, always great to see. And ticking is on our side. Excellent. We'll finish up this battle up here. This is not going to net us war score. They're a hostile force, not an enemy force. Okay, a pregnancy is always nice. 2 months on this siege, and we don't see any enemy troops over in this area right now. Like I said, she's in other wars, and she's focusing on those other wars, looks like. I'm very happy to see that. So that is great. We're at 44% right now. It's dropped down a little bit, I think. No, actually, it has not. Sounds good. This siege is going to finish up in 13 months. This one in 25 days. Those mangonels are making a huge difference right now. Absolutely enormous. I'm very pleased about that. We don't have a siege commander up here, though, and we should. This guy has better siege phase times. Excellent. There we go. 53% war score, and up we go. With that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we'll finish up this faction, finish up our investments, hopefully, and go back to expansion. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.